In modern hybrid billing environments, millions of transactions happen simultaneously. The consume-to-cash process in high-volume industries has to take two entirely separate revenue streams and merge them into a single financial document. The first stream consists of asynchronous usage data. Think of telecom call detail records. They generate at irregular intervals, triggered by a user's behavior, and get rated by SAP Convergent Charging. The second stream is made up of synchronous recurring charges. These are the fixed monthly subscriptions managed by rigid scheduled subscription orders. One stream operates on unpredictable real-time triggers. The other operates strictly by the calendar. If a system tries to process these streams without a mechanism to align them, the data bypasses itself. The result is a scattered mess of fragmented billing documents sent to the same customer for the same billing period. SAP Convergent Invoicing acts as the centralized engine to prevent this fragmentation. It does this by grouping and aggregating these individual transactions, known natively as billable items. But to group these items successfully, the system needs a specific configuration element to act as a master temporal anchor. That specific element is the billing cycle. The billing cycle serves as the synchronization gear that forces asynchronous usage and synchronous subscriptions to align on a unified target billing date. This abstract invoice represents the ideal end state in contract accounting, a single FICA document that successfully consolidates a prorated usage charge with a standard recurring monthly fee. The architectural question is, what exact mechanical logic dictates the specific timestamp required to pull disparate billable items together into this single document? To find the answer, we have to step backward from the final invoice and examine SAP Convergent Invoicing's sequenced two-level scheduling architecture. This schematic details that architecture, dividing the scheduling process into two distinct phases. Phase 1, shown in the top half of the flow, is billing scheduling, which must happen first. Billing scheduling determines the exact target date that raw billable items actually become due for billing. The system stores the specific target variable as the bill from date. The bottom half of the flow represents Phase 2, invoicing scheduling. This phase calculates the target date used to group existing billing documents together into the final invoice we just saw. To find the bill from date, the system runs a multi-part scheduling rule that evaluates the origin date of the billable item against your configuration logic. While the scheduling rule performs the actual date math, it relies on an optional, critical input variable to determine the exact boundaries for synchronization. That variable is the billing cycle. This calendar shows the two structural parameters of a billing cycle, a defined length for the billing period and a specific period end date. Here, we see a custom cycle running from the 5th to the 4th of the following month. That period end date acts as a magnetic boundary for the scheduling rule. Throughout this custom duration, the system continuously ingests the first data stream, asynchronous usage items flowing in from convergent charging. Simultaneously, it tracks the second stream, the rigid recurring charges waiting in the system to be posted. When the scheduling rule runs, it evaluates the active billing cycle and forces the bill from date for all these disparate items to snap forward, aligning perfectly with the period end. Without this mechanism, the data points would trigger separate billing runs based on their individual origin dates. By forcing alignment, the system guarantees that the recurring charges and the usage charges for a specific customer are captured and processed in the exact same billing run. The billing cycle transforms a continuous, chaotic flow of consumption events into predictable, highly structured batches, primed for Phase 2 invoicing. Because assigning a billing cycle is technically optional, its functional impact depends entirely on where the architect places it within the SAP master data hierarchy. This diagram illustrates the foundational hierarchy for convergent invoicing, mapping the structural relationships between the business partner, their contract accounts, and the individual provider contracts. The first and most precise location to configure the billing cycle is at the provider contract item level. When assigned here, the cycle synchronizes the timing between raw consumption items and the resulting billable items for that specific product. If a provider contract is built without a specified billing cycle, the scheduling engine engages its fallback logic and moves one step up the hierarchy to the contract account. Placing the cycle at the contract account level carries broader implications. At this higher level, the cycle serves to synchronize the downstream invoicing of entirely different source document types, such as merging SD billing documents with CRM billing documents. Additionally, this contract account cycle acts as a safety net, passing down its period end as the default bill from target date for any subordinate items that lack specific instructions. By understanding this precedence, architects can actively choose between hyper-specific synchronization at the individual product level or broad synchronization covering an entire account. With the configuration finalized, the two separate revenue streams no longer bypass each other. They move in sequence. The billing cycle is the mechanism that translates a high-level business policy, like charging all customers on the last day of the month, into an actionable system reality. It supplies the exact temporal parameters the two-level scheduling rules require to calculate the bill from dates. By intentionally anchoring this cycle within the master data hierarchy, you dictate the exact precision and scope of your billing runs. This creates a massive back-end IT benefit. Aggregating high-volume data streams into unified processing dates drastically optimizes database load, eliminating the computational strain of unnecessary fractional billing runs. Mastering the billing cycle ensures SAP Convergent Invoicing fulfills its primary mandate, taking millions of disparate consumption events and resolving them into a single, accurate, and predictable financial experience for the customer.